Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Mayday Sound Gaming, and today we are back with another episode of Thespian Thursdays, where you guys ask the questions and I answer them every Thursday here on the channel. Before we start, I'd like you to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Increase the engagement on this video because YouTube doesn't like to push my videos, only my polls for some reason, so we're trying to change that up a bit. But today, somebody asked me in last week's video, what is my gun wish list? My Airsoft gun wish list anyway, for Airsoft. So I have a list of 10 that I kind of thought off the top of my head. I wrote them down, and of course there are probably some that I didn't mention, but these are kind of the ones that came to my mind. I'm pretty much trying to cut down my armory and not have so many guns kind of, piling up in my house. So I just want to kind of keep it small, but if I were to have money or space, something like that, or someday if I'll cycle out some of my other guns, I would probably pick these up. And if you know anything about me and how I set up my armory, I like to have one of kind of each and kind of not have any overlap on some stuff, unless it's a super collectible item. But other than that, here we go. So the first one is a gas blowback MP5. Now, there are no really good options for gas blowbacks for the MP5 other than the VFC and the WeTech. Now, the reason why I wouldn't want to get the VFC is because the follower stops the BB. That's super flawed design. Efficiency is ass. I saw Bada Bing broke his charging handle on that. What else? The stock after even V2 is ass. So like, not really a top quality product. And of course, like WeTech and VFC are super expensive here in Japan. They're like, I think just for the Umarex itself is like $600, and then the magazines are like 10,000 yen each, so that's like $100 per mag. Ain't worth it for me, to be honest. And plus, you'd be using a gun that's supposed to be on green gas, but duster gas is gonna be underperforming, so not worth it. But I would love to get a gas blowback MP5 if Marui made one like a Z system, but for the MP5 would be amazing. I would love that. The next one here would be the Type 89 gas blowback, but only because I wanted to look at an FNC, an FNC, which would be really cool. Just, something a little bit different. Has a reciprocating charging handle, which is kind of what I would like to have, and kind of be a full-length rifle. It'd be really cool to get a Type 89, and I can get some of that Hibana simp on there as well. Maybe next summer we'll get ourselves a Type 89 gas blowback. They do have this standard AEG version of that, but you guys know that I don't like using standard AEGs anymore. They're kind of cringe for me. But your beggars can't be choosers. We do only have the standard or the the gas blowback. But that'd be something on my list I'd like to get. Maybe throw on like a cool ACOG, a classic ACOG on that or something like that. But for me, I'd probably just throw a T1 on there. But next, bolt action rifle, Kar 98, 100% Kar 98. I just love that look of that gun, that wood. I would love to get it with like real cartridges so you can actually like shoot it, but like, I don't know. It wouldn't make sense to use it in airsoft, but only for plinking. If you wanted to have the ejecting cartridges, which you can get. There are a bunch of options here for that, but it doesn't seem worth it because I don't want to go pick up the shells. I think they just made a new one. I think it was by Ares, where it's like a top loaded one, so you can kind of load it from the top like a clip, and then they actually have like dummy bullets in there, which is pretty cool. I would like to do that Kar 98. I guess you could do VSR 10 as well, but I don't know. I don't know. I want the unique factor of the Kar 98 because it's a super classic to me. Enemy at the Gates, Jude Law, my boy. I would love that. Staying on the German front, I'd like to also get an MP40. I just always loved the MP40 since World at War. I also have the options of getting the Tommy gun, but I don't know about Tommy gun. The MP40 is just so iconic to me, and I love it. The only problem is that I'd probably have to use it with iron sights, and that's kind of hard when you use pelters and stuff like that, like I did with my gear setup. So that's kind of hard, so I don't know if I would have it viable. But there is a CO2 version that just came out, which is like 60,000 yen, so $600, $550. Kind of expensive. There are also limits on using CO2 long guns. Anything other than a pistol here in Japan on indoor fields, so you can't really use them that much. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't want to get an MP40, and plus it's super expensive. That'd be cool. Staying in the World War II era, I would love to get an M1 Garand. Of course, guys, my favorite one of all time. And of course, it has to have that ping and a self-ejecting magazine or clip. And luckily, we have the Marushin, which is a super old brand that's been around since time. And they made an M1 Garand that it was a gas blowback. Not the black blowback kind of sucked, but it was a gas blowback that actually ejects a shell when you empty out all 8 rounds. And it was really cool. And they stopped making it. But for some reason, probably Call of Duty Vanguard, they started making them again. And I kind of low-key want one, but they're really expensive. It's like 80,000 yen, so it's like $900 Canadian or $1,000 Canadian, or like $750 American. It's just really, really expensive and not really worth it for me right now. But would definitely love to get an M1 Garand just because it's such a classic, iconic gun. Staying on the gas kind of discussion, gas blowback M870 shotgun. The M870 is, it's just so like iconic for me. It's just, I just want to do that, man. Shell ejecting would be 100% super cool. Shell ejecting M870 gas blowback shotgun. I know there's no gas blowback M870s coming out. I know the Saiga is coming out. I don't really care about the Saiga because for me, it doesn't look like a shotgun. It just looks like an AK that looks weird. So none of that for me. But I would also settle just for like the regular tactical, normal Marui M870 shotgun. Gas, of course, because I want to get the 6-shot, not the 3-shot. And that'd be super cool to use. And I would love to just have a different kind of style of play with the shotgun because I've never used a shotgun before. I think the next time I go to Area 41, I might just go and rent a shotgun for free. So see if I would actually like how it plays. But yeah, speaking of new platforms, I would love to get my hands on a Scar H. Now, if Marui made one with the Z system using the same N4 system, a Scar would be dope because it's a new kind of platform. It's iconic, it's tan, it's awesome. Or I could go with the NGRS, the recoil shock, and just tighten that up. But I haven't been looking at the old NGRS systems because I don't know. I've been spoiled by, the M system's trigger response, and anything other than that is kind of pooed. This is why I sold my 416 because the trigger response is just not good enough anymore. So I would have to throw in a Titan and do all that kind of work just to get an NGRS up to my snuff. So I'm probably going to be waiting for the next Gen 3 or M system NGRS M4 or something like that. That would probably be the next thing that I would get in terms of that. But if anything, if I had the money lying around, I would get a Scar H. That'd be super cool. Just have a different mag. Even a Scar L would be fine too, because I could just use the same magazines, which would be really cool. Let's jump over to Russia. The Krinkov, 100% want one of those. I already have an AKM. An AKS-74 would be super dope to have. Just a CQB, whatchamacallit? A CQB, what? A CQB AK platform would be really cool to use, and gas blowback, of course, would be super awesome for indoor because you guys watching my last video that I kind of like not want to use gas blowbacks outdoors anymore, but I still want to use them indoors because, range doesn't really matter there. It's just all about that trigger response and that fun recoil. An AK-74 would be absolutely amazing. Now, the last one here, which is what I would want, would be the... sorry, it's not the last one. This is the second last one, a gas blowback MCX. I do have a standard MCX, and that gun is goddamn cursed. I would sell it if it wasn't so damn cool. But a gas blowback MCX would be super fun, super amazing to use, and I just want to see how that... that handguard... I love the ergonomics of the MCX. I like the handguard of it. I like the lightweightness of it. I like the free-floating outer barrel, so you don't have, the gas block is really lightweight. I like the receiver, how it looks. I like the modularity of everything on it. I would love an MCX gas blowback or an NGRS, but I doubt Marui is ever going to make anything related to the MCX, considering that they haven't done anything other than the freaking M4 in the last X amount of years. And the last one here would be an AK Storm. An AK Storm is really cool because it looks like a Galil Ace, and that's the only reason why I would get it. But unfortunately, there aren't any options for ETUs on it, so kind of sucks. But I would love to just get an NGRS AK system, so I can use like an AK all season, outdoors, all that kind of stuff. Just have a reciprocating charging handle, because last time we had like a normal AK-47, it didn't have any reciprocating handle, so that was kind of poo-poo. So not doing that. I would love to get an AK Storm just because it looks cool. Now, bonus. What do you guys think it is? Before we get into the bonus one, I'd like you to like, comment, subscribe, rate, comment, all that stuff. Engage with this video, guys. Let it be pushed by the algorithm because YouTube does not like my videos. They only like my posts for some reason. And your boy is making content into the void for the 50 people that like to watch my content. I love you all. And of course, you can support the channel extra by signing up for a channel membership, which is absolutely easy to do just by pressing that blue join button below this video, and you get extra videos, extra content, early release videos and stuff like that. At least one extra piece of content a month. But my last bonus wishlist gun would be the HK433 or the Kilo 141. When I first saw this gun in Modern Warfare 2019, it was absolutely smexy. I would love for someone to make the HK433. I feel like it would be VFC who makes it. But that'd be super cool to have. It would be a blowback or gas blowback version would be super awesome. But I doubt it since VFC serves a lot of the American market, which is mostly AEG heaven. So if it was a standard AEG, I don't know. Maybe not. But a gas blowback would be chef's kiss for me. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. This has been my airsoft gun wish list brought to you by the fans. If you guys would like to decide the topic for next week's Thespian Thursday, leave a comment down below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Young out.